A lot of my one-on-one clients, they tell me, you know what, I want my avoidant to come back. I want my avoidant to come back because I want to be the one to set the record straight. I want to have the last say. I want to have the last word. It's not fair that they get to, play with me and then just run off and yada, 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 yada. And to many of you, you feel like, how dare my avoidant dump me? How dare my avoidant leave me? This person didn't even add any value to I was the breadwinner. I was the one who brought all the, the perks of the relationship. I was making more money than them. I was doing better than them. I let them sleep on my couch. I was the one who fed them. I raised them up to be the person that they were. They weren't even half the person when I met you. And so you feel a lot of audacity, right? And you feel like, you know what, I want a chance to settle the score. Why does this person get to run off on me and live happily? Or you want to do something to get some revenge. And this is what I wanted to share with many of you. What I notice about being anxiously attached, and when I was in the thick of it, this is how I used to think. I had an obsession with wanting to rewrite history and wanting to replay certain moments, the outcomes of certain things. I'll give you an example. If there was a school bully, I noticed that in high school there was like a school bully per se that I had, and I must have graduated high school, I don't know, 13 years ago. But for 10 years after I graduated high school, I used to dream of me going back to high school and like fighting this person. Like, I wanted to correct things that I never corrected. If I quit a job because I was uncomfortable at a job, I would dream about going back to the job and doing things over. If somebody broke up with me, I would dream about having another chance where I stood up for myself, where I corrected certain behaviors, where I righted certain wrongs. And I think that that's part of being anxious. Part of being anxious is not being able to accept the reality of things and wanting to always, like, you know what, I want to go back and I want to stick up for myself then. But that's not the time to do it. The time to advocate for yourself, the time to stick up for yourself is not after these things had happened and going back to correct it. The time to do that was while it was fresh, while boundaries were being crossed, while things were happening that you didn't agree with and you didn't like, while things were happening that you knew were not aligned with your principles and what you like and the way that you want to be loved in a romantic relationship. When you had the opportunities to do these things, that's when you were supposed to do it. So this obsession of, oh, I'm going to go back, I want them to come back, and then I want to be able to tell them off, or I want to be able to stand them up. You're not going to do that, because after all the crying and all the tears that you've done and all the investment of trying to figure out to ChatGPT how to get an avoidant back and studying all this watching all this content, when the opportunity finally presents itself, you are not going to have the courage that it takes to just stand this person up. I'm sorry to break it to you, but you're not. The time to do these things is when it happened. And TikTok, Antonio Breeze with no E at the end, aka Mr. Schwager 3X, Faith and Dreams, Schwager.